Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I got a movie review. I haven't done a movie review in a while, and I'm recording this on the 15th of January. I don't know when I'm going to put it up. Um, right now, it's super sunny out because we're in the middle of winter. However, over the last few days, it warmed up, and then we had like a washout. Like Tuesday, it rained. Wednesday and Thursday, it rained. It rained a lot Thursday. And then it got cold again, like in the 20s and 30s, and everything iced up. And today, it's 34 degrees with a high of 34 with a low of 23. There's still ice out there. However, no snow whatsoever, and it's nice and sunny out. And then it's going to warm up again, starting tomorrow in the 40s, and then in the 50s on Tuesday, and it's going to start raining on Tuesday again. So it's going to be a muddy mess, and there's been problem with flooding, like in possible things of flooding in Meadville and stuff. Where I live on a hill, so I don't have to worry about that. So I wanted to do a review of. I finally got to see the 2012 movie from Guillermo del Toro called Pacific Rim, and I wanted to talk about blaxploitation film I saw on the Underground last night called Penitentiary, and also my history with the Penitentiary films, as limited as it is. Well, first of all, I saw Pacific Rim. I've been wanting to see it for a long time. Everyone I talked to, I know I talked to Trav. I think Trav and Ryan both liked it real well. I talked to my friend John Walkowitz, and he said it's an awesome film. And I see some reviews of it, and finally I got to see it, and it's a fantastic movie. It involves around these monsters that come out from the earth to attack cities and stuff like that. And the government, was using like regular warfare at first to defeat these things. And then they decided they had this program where they made these giant robots to fight these monsters. And these robots have to be controlled by two people. One controlling one side of the robot and the other side, because it said it was too much for one person to handle, because they had to lock in their mind and body into the whole robot to fight these monsters. And it's a fantastic film, and it talks about them going through problems with the robots, the monsters getting stronger. They're going to make a barrier, and it didn't work. And then the monsters, they're like Category 3, Category 4, Category 5, like hurricanes. And it's really very entertaining. And the guy who starred in, when I saw it starts out with, the exposition and stuff like that. I love it when they do that, and it's very, they really do a good job, and it's very easy to understand. It gets you right in the movie. And the guy's voice sounded really familiar. I couldn't remember. And it was the guy who starred in Sons of Anarchy. And, what happened was, I remember he's actually a British actor, but that's the voice, his American voice that he uses in the show as a biker. But he was in, it was weird because I remember seeing him after seeing Sons of Anarchy. He was in a show a long time ago called Undeclared, which was a huge flop on Fox, but probably one of the funniest shows you've never seen. It was really funny, but I mean, Fox canceled after maybe, 8 episodes, something like that. And I know IFC, was showing episodes. This was a long time ago, 2014 maybe. I remember my dad and I watched this episode, and that's the guy from Sons of Anarchy. So, oh man, I didn't know he had a British accent. Just like the guy who played Rick Grimes is British, and a whole bunch of other people you might see are American, actually British actors or foreign actors. And now I forgot. Oh, and Undeclared was directed by Judd Apatow, who did Freaks and Geeks, probably one of the best shows ever on TV. Most realistic show about like life in high school, and that got canceled after a year too. And then Undeclared came out like a year or two after that. That's why I saw it, because Fox, the same guy who brought you Freaks and Geeks, bringing you to this show, and it was really good. It was a half-hour show. Well, anyways, I got off topic, but anyways, this was a very entertaining film. I really liked it. Some people, I know Jeremy John, when he reviewed it, some people could called it like an adult version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And he said, well, maybe, but he doesn't think that is a bad thing. It's PG-13, It's very entertaining. I really liked it a lot. It's a lot of fun seeing giant robots fight monsters. Brings you back to when Jet Jaguar fought Godzilla in. No. He fought alongside Godzilla. Yeah, in that one movie. What's it? Godzilla versus Megalon, I think. When he had like giant robot, that was really neat too. But this is a very entertaining film, and they did a great job with the CGI because sometimes CGI can be sketchy, but I mean it was really done very well. I give that a full on 10 out of 10. Very entertaining film. I really enjoyed it. And the other film is Penitentiary. I'll tell you what I thought of this film, and then I'll tell you my history with the movie. Well, I'll tell you the history of the movie first. I heard of Penitentiary way back in 1981 on the old days of sneak previews with Siskel and Ebert, and they put it wasn't the first it was Penitentiary 2. I remember Siskel and Ebert put it as one of the dogs of the week, and they said it was just like the first one, which was lousy too. And I never saw the movie, but I like prison films. It's like a prison boxing movie because I saw Undisputed, which I hated the title where they would fade to black all the time. So I didn't know. I was really excited to see the film. And then what happened was, I think they had a real low budget made from Continental or something like that. I never rented it when I went to the video store because I remember seeing the first two. I never rented either one of them. And then when I was in Germany back in '88, I guess Canon used to have in the last days. Canon used to have their own video company with. I think they shared it with Warner Brothers called Can Home Video, and they did Penitentiary 3. Now I rented that, and I've seen that a few times. I had Timothy Leary from General Hospital in it, and Leon Isaac Kennedy, who's most widely known as for the Penitentiary films, but he was also in Hollywood Vice Squad, which is a silly movie but enjoyable in a weird way. And Carrie Fisher starred in that too, one of her lesser films. And then he was in one of my favorite Chuck Norris films. That's probably his best movie, along with McQuaid. Well, anyways, Penitentiary 3, I saw that a few times. I really enjoyed that one. But it didn't take itself too seriously. I think it was tongue-in-cheek type humor. And it had the Haiti Kid, who was a little, one of the Dorf wrestlers at the time. And he goes, "It's in the gut, too sweet, it's in the gut." That's back when they had more of the smaller wrestlers. They don't have that much after Hornswoggle left. But that was very entertaining. I get that probably maybe a 9 out of 10. I remember even bringing that into work, watching it, and this one girl was there. And, I didn't want to see the guy get hurt. Like that. It was pretty funny. But it's it's a very silly boxing prison film. Now, I finally got to see Penitentiary last night on the Underground on TCM, and it was made in 1979. And Penitentiary 2 had Mr. T in it. But I never saw that one. Penitentiary 1 was incredibly boring. I thought it would be good, but it was terrible. I think he got picked up by this one girl, and she said, "You want to fool around?" And then she got something on CB. I guess she was like a traveling prostitute, and I guess there was these guys, this truck stop that wanted to be with her, and then they started saying insulting things, and then they got in a big fight. I think the guy slapped her, and then Too Sweet, they started to show Leon Isaac Kennedy, got in a fight with him, and then he had something, glass bottle or something like that, or beer bottle broken over his head. And then when he comes to, he was in jail. But the way it was done wasn't interesting at all. All the characters acted, acted horrible. And the fighting scenes were terrible, and I just lost interest. It was awful. I didn't care for it. I'd give Penitentiary probably a 3 out of 10. I didn't like it at all, but I like Penitentiary. Penitentiary 3 was a cheesy movie, but very entertaining for what it was. But boy, I didn't like Penitentiary, the first one at all. So there you have it. My reviews of Pacific Rim and Penitentiary with a little bit of history of the Penitentiary films. So until next time, bye please. Take care, my legion. I'm not going to seek out Penitentiary 2. I don't know if it's going to be any better. But I think that was Mr. T was in that. It was either I know it was before Rocky 3 because Rocky 3 came out in '82. Maybe that's what got him into being in Rocky because it's a boxing film too. I remember he was on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. They had like the bouncer games or something like that, and that's when he got real popular and he became a star. So there you have it. So take care and take care, my Legion. I kind of was all over the place this time, but it happens.